I, 29M, am a creature of habit. I have a quiet job in data analytics, a minimalist apartment, and a predictable routine. For 18 months, the most exciting variable in my life was my girlfriend, Qley, 27F. She was ambitious and dazzling, a waitress at Aperture, the city's trendiest restaurant. Her entire world revolved around that place, with a singular goal of becoming its general manager. I thought we were happy. I was her stable ground. In retrospect, I was just a convenient place to stand. The illusion shattered last weekend. We were at a party with her work friends, the kind of people who smile at you while assessing your net worth. I was lingering near the kitchen when I overheard her talking to her best friend, Maya. "So, is Alex the one?" Maya asked. Qley laughed, a light, airy sound that cut me to the bone. "Alex? He's sweet," she said. "But let's be real. He's nothing special, just another face in the crowd. A comfortable placeholder. A placeholder." The words didn't make me angry. They made me cold. All the little jokes about me being predictable, her fawning over the wealthy clientele at Aperture, it all clicked into place. I wasn't her partner. I was her intermission. I didn't confront her. On the drive home, she was oblivious. I was just quiet. She asked what was wrong, and I just shrugged. I was thinking about a phone call I received 3 months ago, informing me that my grandfather had passed away and left me everything. It was a life-changing sum of money. I hadn't told Qley because I wanted to be sure about us first. The irony was suffocating. A face in the crowd. In my head, I replied, "That's fair." The next Monday, I didn't rage. I strategized. I met with a business broker recommended by my estate lawyer. "I want to buy a restaurant," I told her. Specifically, Aperture. She raised an eyebrow. "The owner is famously reluctant to sell." "I have a capital to make a compelling, all-cash offer," I said, my voice steady. "My primary condition is that the transaction remains completely anonymous, handled through a holding company, until the deal is closed." She looked at my financials, then back at me. A professional smile spread across her face. "I think we can make that happen." Qley has no idea. She complains that the owner is being weird and sentimental. She's worried a sale could disrupt her career trajectory. I just nod and listen. The wheels are already turning. Update 1 month later. It's done. The deal took weeks of intense, silent negotiation. But as of last Tuesday, I am the sole owner of the holding company that controls Aperture. Qley has been a mess of anxiety and ambition, telling me her detailed plans to impress the new investment group. She wore her best outfit for the mandatory all-hands meeting I'd instructed my new GM, Mr. Harrison, to call. "How do I look?" she'd asked. "Like a manager?" "You look great," I'd said. Yesterday afternoon, my phone lit up. I ignored the string of frantic calls and texts from her. When the flood stopped, I called back. She answered immediately, her voice choked with outrage. "They fired me," she yelled. "That new manager, Harrison, just called me into the office and let me go. He said they were restructuring for a new service standard." Just like that. 5 years of my life gone. I let her vent, then I said, "I know, Qley." "What do you mean, you know?" she snapped. "I'm the new owner," I said, my voice flat and cold. The silence on the other end was absolute. I could hear a faint, sharp intake of breath. "That's not funny, Alex." "I'm not joking," I said. "You told me I was a placeholder, a face in the crowd. Well, I decided to become a face you'd remember. I'm firing you from my restaurant and from my life. Your things are boxed up on the porch. The key you have no longer works. You bought a restaurant just to fire me," she stammered, her voice a mix of disbelief and horror. "That's insane." "You saw me as a temporary convenience," I replied. "I see Aperture as an underperforming asset. It's just business." I hung up. My heart was pounding, but my hands were steady. The storm has arrived. Update 2 weeks later. The past 2 weeks have been an exercise in weathering manufactured drama. I've been painted as a corporate villain with a broken heart across Qley's entire social network. Her friend Maya called me, screaming, "You are a sick, vindictive person. You ruined her career because your feelings got hurt." "Hello, Maya," I said calmly. "There are hundreds of restaurants hiring. She just can't work at mine." She thought I was replaceable. She was right. We were both replaceable. I ended the call. Next came her mother, crying about how Qley was devastated and too distraught to even look for work. She insisted I owed her a massive severance package for her emotional distress. I repeated that Qley had been paid all her final wages and the matter was legally closed. The inevitable dirty trick came last Thursday. A health inspector showed up mid-dinner rush, citing a detailed but completely false anonymous tip. It was a clear attempt to disrupt service and damage our reputation. Thanks to an audit I'd ordered right after the purchase, we passed easily, but the incident was a headache. But the most satisfying move was on the menu. Qley's signature cocktail, her pride and joy, was a fussy concoction called the Gilded Lily. It was her mark on the place. I had it removed immediately. In its place, my bar manager created a straightforward, classic bourbon cocktail. It's strong, simple, and honest. We named it The Placeholder. A friend sent me a screenshot of Maya's private social media story, a photo of our new menu, with the placeholder circled in red. The caption, "Some people are just cruel. Every petty attack simply validates my decision." Final update, 4 months later. The noise has stopped. The drama faded, and the smear campaign died once it was clear I wouldn't engage. My life is quiet again, but to quiet I command. Qley's legal threat amounted to a single, typo-ridden letter from a budget lawyer. My attorney's response was swift and brutal, outlining state employment laws and referencing the bad faith health inspection as a basis for a potential harassment suit. We never heard from them again. The restaurant is doing better than ever. With a new focus on merit and a less cliquish staff, morale is high. The placeholder remains, ironically, our best seller. Guests just like the drink. They don't know the story. I heard through the grapevine what happened to Qley. The real story, her placeholder comment, eventually got out, and it didn't paint her as a victim. It painted her as arrogant. No other high-end restaurant would touch her. She moved back in with her parents and is now working at a suburban chain restaurant. There's been no apology, no sign of self-awareness. Looking back, the act was cold. I took an inheritance meant to build a future for myself and used it to methodically dismantle the life of someone who hurt me. But I don't regret it. She saw me as insignificant, a background character in her story. I used the resources she never knew. I had to take control of my own narrative. The revenge wasn't just in firing her. It was in discovering a part of myself I never knew existed, a man who doesn't accept the role he's given, a man who is anything but a face in the crowd. I'm finally at peace.